Welcome back in Good Morning ASEAN. Let's update on Myanmar as the unrest continues in Yangon. For this time, according to Myanmar police, a fire killed 13 students at a Muslim school in Yangon yesterday, raising tensions in the wake of sectarian clashes despite police assurances that the blaze was accidental. The government called for calm and sent security forces to the scene after an angry crowd gathered demanding answers about the deadly fire in Yangon, which follows a wave of communal unrest in central Myanmar. Amongst 13 people who were killed, the victims are mostly children. Police assume that the incident is caused by an electrical short circuit. According to the government spokesman Yi Tweet, the doors to the building, which houses a mosque and a religious school where dozens of children were staying in a dormitory, were apparently locked, preventing the students from escaping until emergency services arrived. Police promised to establish a committee including Muslim leaders to look into the cause, while the government urged people to avoid spreading rumors. Some Muslim leaders, however, voiced suspicions that the fire was started deliberately because students and teachers said they had slipped on an oily liquid that smelled like petrol or diesel on the ground floor while escaping. In Myanmar recently, communal tensions are running high in the country after at least 43 people died last month in a wave of sectarian violence that saw mosques and homes burned down in several towns in central Myanmar.
Myanmar in Focus Daily today will take you to look at President Thein Sein's economic plan, the plan for the national economic in 2013 and 2014. Now let's take a look.
Myanmar President Thein Sein earlier outlined the National Economic Plan in a radio broadcast after the 2013 to 2014 budget bill was approved later last month. Myanmar Focus Daily today, we will take a closer look on the focus of Myanmar in improving its economy and the country. In the National Economic Plan, President Thein Sein ensured a better telecommunication network with the promise of lower SIM card prices. To go in line with the demand of better mobile phone network, the new infrastructure is under construction. The improved network will also be available in the rural areas. The second topic that the president discussed was the $23 per month increase in salary and benefits for civil servants. In the 2013 to 2014 annual budget, $445 million budget was approved for this purpose. Higher increase of $35 last year in stipend will remain as before, and monthly salary will increase by additional $23 starting this month. According to Xinhua News Agency, the budget includes that for 1.2 million permanent government employees, 740,000 daily wages workers employed at government departments, and 760,000 pensioners. Moreover, the president welcomed foreign investment, but policies that will protect national interests and social welfare have also been developed. He urged to promote peace in order to advance economic development. He called on all citizens to participate and provide support in promoting peace and stability amid violence eruption in many places in the country. The president vowed to raise the living standard of workers and farmers. He ensured that farmers will have access to loans they need by establishing credit unions, credit associations, and cooperative banks. Furthermore, the country will obtain foreign aid and loans. The president himself also announced to ensure rules of law in the country. Late last month, the parliament approved the state budget along with other significant laws such as Myanmar Central Bank law, minimum wage law, import-export law, Myanmar microfinance law, and foreign currency expenditure law. In the budget bill, the government is projected to spend $19 billion with a deficit of $3.4 billion. The country's gross domestic product or GDP targets $67 billion with a deficit to run at 4.94%. The government projected GDP growth by 7%, while the International Monetary Fund or IMF projected at exceeding 6%. Allocated among ministries, the state budget for the Ministry of Defense is projected to $2.5 billion with a $2.4 billion as deficit. for the Ministry of Health is projected at $25 million as income, while $567 million as expenditure, with $541 million as deficit. The budget for the Ministry of Education is projected at $15 million as income, while $1.03 billion as expenditure, while $1.01 billion as deficit. Even though the spending on education and health is increased, the large amount of the budget still goes to the military. Ornruedi Na-Ranong from Myanmar Focus Daily.
Singapore and India have agreed to enhance their air services between the two countries. The enhancement will see airlines being able to offer more flights between India and Singapore. Both countries have agreed to meet regularly to review air services matters. The air services agreement with India was first signed in 1968 and last updated in 2011. The enhancement comes as the demand for air services between the two countries continues to grow. Currently, 8 carriers operate over 430 flights every week between Singapore and 12 cities in India. The carriers are Air India Express, Druk Air, Indigo, Jet Airways, Silk Air, Singapore Airlines, and Tiger Airways. Over the last 3 years, passenger movements between the two countries have increased by more than 19%.
And in Asean Go Green today, Kun Juarawee had an interview with Kun Ornruedi Na-Ranong, the president of Univentures Plc. On this episode, they will discuss on the eco-friendly park venture building. Let's have a look.
Swadika, again on a Wednesday with Asean Go Green. Today we're going to be talking about high-rise building that everyone will believe that high-rise building destroys the scenery and the greenery in the big city. But you will change your mind as we introduce you to the eco-complex. So can you give us the overview of the Univentures Plc?
Univentures is the public listed company, and we are listed under the property sector. And what we have been doing in the past is to build the high-rise condominium, which is we create 2 brands. One is the UD-Light, which will be along the BTS mass transit railway station, which is target the mid-market. You're talking about like 50,000 to 60,000 baht per square meters. And the second product is called Condo U brand, which is target lower. The price is around less than 50,000 baht per square meter. So apart from this condominium, we still have Park Venture, which is the first building that creates the rental income for Univentures. And this is have to say that this is a highlight project for Univentures.
So what inspires you to go after the eco-friendly design concept?
Well, 5 years back behind, the scarcity of the prime area in Bangkok is something that people can't expect to see this big piece of land. And that inspires me to build the best iconic building for Bangkok. The best iconic for Bangkok doesn't mean the beautiful design. It must have some unique concept. So the challenge is how we're going to build this building right in the corner of Bangkok. One side is Whitty Road, has big trees, and the other side is planted, have a lot of concrete, BTS. So how are we going to combine the green into this building? That's the concept that we start. So we aim this building to be the eco building. So we work back from the end to the beginning. We start calling the project Park Ventures. I have to say that we spend more than 10 to 15% of the normal construction price, because we have 6 eco configuration into this building. This is the low E coating glass. It is a 3 air-filled layer glass. It's coated with low E. And
oh, so this is what you were talking about just now.
Yeah. Low E coating glass, and it will reduce the ingress of heat, sounds, and noise. You know, and that's this is what we install for the whole building.
Oh.
And we import this from USA. And if you look at the shape of the building, it's not a straightforward shape.
Right.
It is like a palm. So all the pieces of glasses will be in different shape. So it's not that easy. If one is broken, then you have to order and tell them which particular part of the glass is broken.
Oh my God. So it's tailor-made too?
Yes.
So you don't have to turn on the aircon for too high?
Yeah, trying to set at the temperature around 25 degree Celsius.
Right now.
Yeah.
Is it working?
Yeah, I'm proving it on my office floor.
Experiencing it first?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's worked. If you look at the building here, when we got this piece of land, 5 rides, it's quite big.
Right.
And if you look at the sun starting from this side and go down at this side, right?
Yeah.
So the building has to be in this direction. Yes. Not just only the features that we have for our tenants here. I'm working on the campaign. This is a challenge for us as well. We don't want to be, just get the certificate. But what I'm concerned is after the fact that people move in, how are we going to prove that we have achieved the energy saving? So what I'm doing is I'm starting to do some campaign. I have to say CSR with my tenants. I monitor the energy index on a weekly basis because the occupancy will ramp up. In the meantime, the electricity has been used more than previous level. So we have to closely monitor and make sure that given the occupancies ramp up, the utilization of the electricity has to go down.
We thank you for watching, but this is the end of this episode. But you can tune back in again every Wednesday on ASEAN Go Green. สวัสดีค่ะ
And that's wrap up our Good Morning ASEAN edition. You can stay tuned with us from Monday to Friday in Krungthep Thuragit TV.
Catch us again 7:30 to 8 a.m. I'm Weena Jongprasit.
And I am Nirasha Malisak Lami. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีค่ะ